Hello everyone. The book I'm going to talk about today shows one of the most powerful ways to look at life. It is a modern self-help book and it's written in a very funny and provocative way. It's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. I'll be talking about 3 key points from the book which I really found thought-provoking. Point number 1. Happiness is a problem. The author says that the person who is happy all the time is not going to survive. It's actually the person who is little bit anxious all the time, a little bit dissatisfied all the time, a little bit pissed with all the people around is the one who is going to put in all the work and going to make progress. He says that the modern idea of always staying happy and positive goes against our evolutionary nature. He said the negative emotions which come to us has a place and it helps us in many ways. Actually, it's the anger which we want to overcome or the anxiety we want to run away from are actually the signals for your body to do something and take action. So if we ignore them or train ourselves to ignore them all the time, then we are limiting ourselves in a lot of ways. The author has come up with a kind of framework. He says happiness comes by solving problems. If you don't have any problem in your life, you won't be happy. If you have problems in your life which you think you can't solve, you won't be happy. The secret sauce is finding the problems you enjoy having. He sums up by saying that you always will have struggle in life. Choose the struggle you want to sacrifice for. Basically, falling back to the title, choose the problems you really give a fuck about. Point number 2. You are not special. The author says you are not special. Nobody is. He talks about entitlement and defines it as a feeling that you deserve to be happy without sacrificing for it. Basically, it's a feeling that you deserve to have positive experience without traversing the negative experiences to reach there. The author says there are 2 types of entitlement. Number 1, I am awesome and you all suck, so I deserve special treatment. I suck and you all are awesome, so I deserve special treatment. In psychological research, this is known as grandiose narcissism versus victim narcissism. At the surface of it, both of them look opposite, but actually in both the cases, the behavior ends up to the same. Both the people have delusional beliefs about themselves, about their status in the social hierarchy, and wants everything to be centered around them, which makes them very self-absorbed people. He describes that the growing culture of exceptionalism, more with social media, where everything is pushed to you individually with all the personalization and hyper-personalization, is actually unhealthy at many social and mental levels because it grows a feeling of entitlement and makes you believe that the world owes you something. Point number 3. You are always choosing. The author says that you are always choosing whether you realize it or not, whether you admit it or not. He offers a thought experiment here. He says, suppose your family is kidnapped by a mafia boss and he says that if you don't run a marathon tomorrow, he will kill all of them. You are completely out of shape. You have not moved out of your couch in a week. It's going to be the most traumatic and terrifying experience for you to run a marathon the next day. Now let's flip the situation. You have trained for 9 months, you have hired a coach, you have bought a bunch of gear, and on the day of the marathon, you have your family cheering you up, you cross the finishing line and celebrate with everyone you care about. This is going to be the most rewarding and best experiences of your life. In both the cases, the actual pain of running the marathon remains the same. But what actually has changed is the context, because it's you who have chosen to take the pain of running a marathon. Whenever we choose our struggles, somehow it becomes easier to deal with and we can handle that much better. You are always choosing, including your problems. But people don't want to hear that they have chosen their problems. And why it is so is that people conflate responsibility and fault. They think that if they are responsible for something, it's their fault, where in reality responsibility and fault are extremely 2 different things. For example, if someone gets cancer, it's not his fault, but to deal with the cancer is absolutely his responsibility. Basically, he puts it out there that with every experience of life, there is an element of choice embedded in it. We tend not to be aware of it. Once we become aware of the choice, 2 things happen. 1, we become way more comfortable with the pain. Number 2, we do something about it. The author emphasizes again and again in the book in different ways that your life is 100% your responsibility. So take action. This was my take on the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's a very easy read, 200 pages book. Do give it a shot and let me know in comments how did you find it. Like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. Cheers.